All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, entertainment fans of all ages. This is Tales from the Film Set, your one and only direct source for all things film, television, and abroad. Um, why these two are freeze framed, I have no idea. That's what you do at the end of something, not at the beginning of something. You guys should know this. You've been in films. I am your de facto host for the night, Ryan O'Regan. Scott Churchson is unfortunately out for the moment, taking care of husbandly duties. Not that kind, just some makeshift stuff.
Yeah.
And with me, as always, is Mr. Davion Busi, and this time actually early for once, Mr. Rob Manning.
Yes.
What's up? Because Scott can't be here, I thought I would, be here on time.
Oh.
That way there's
I'm sure he will
on the
take
screen. But I don't want to
notes
hear it
on
because
that,
you've both been late to a show too, so I don't want to hear it.
No.
You have. You definitely have. One of those shows I've been on, you were late.
Look, Kyle, trust me, I'll make sure they're spayed and neutered before the end of the show, these two. But that does lead us into our first topic of conversation, gentlemen, which, over the weekend we have had a little bit of tragedy.
Yeah.
There are two, it's just the way with Hollywood, all deaths come from all different angles, all different parts of entertainment. And we had a couple this past weekend that did kind of hurt us in our member berries.
Yeah.
So, first of all, we do have to say that we did lose Bob Barker, the man who gave us The Price is Right, or at least the spokesman of it, at the age of 99. And I know all the people that have done the jokes about, oh, he was that close to $1. But you know what? Doesn't really matter, man, because he is a part of pop culture and childhood as much as any game show host could possibly be.
Facts. Preach, Ryan.
So, how many times were you homesick and when the cartoons were done or there was nothing on Nickelodeon worthwhile, did you go ahead and play Price is Right?
Not just play, you actually watch The Price is Right. Dude, this one, it hurts the member berries, but you're happy in the sense that you're happy for him because he lived an awesome and amazing life. He was an amazing host for The Price is Right. He dealt with a lot of crazy fans and contestants. And he kept the most cool, calm, collective, chill vibe when it's dealing with people.
And
Rob, any thoughts?
I was going to say, I personally never watched this show. Just never didn't have cable growing up, so I never grew up on this show.
Rob.
But
wait.
Rob, we gotta stop you. We gotta stop you right there.
I'm gonna stop you there because I loved him in Happy Gilmore.
No, we know that, but you said cable.
Yeah,
this was a regular. He was on channel 2 with the price.
We didn't have no channels. I'm saying I didn't have no channels.
Yeah, there's your Happy Gilmore reference.
Yep.
It's like, I don't want a piece of you. I want the whole thing. Yes. And it was definitely one of those, because Adam Sandler had this quirk in his movies where he would go ahead and he would bring in people who aren't necessarily actors.
Right.
Whether it be Bob Barker or Michael Buffer or who's that sportscaster guy? Dan Stevens? No.
Wasn't Dan Stevens.
Dan something.
Yeah.
And he would bring them and have them do Dave Matthews. Dave Matthews was another one. These people who aren't actors and put them into characters and scenarios that really help them shine, help them show a different perspective. And once you saw that fist fight on the golf course,
God, that was classic.
Even if you never watched the game show, You remember Bob Barker for that.
Yeah.
And they did I don't know when it was filmed, but they also did a thing years later where it was Adam Sandler and him at the hospital. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was what.
Yes.
And he's
that was a
like,
nice little
Yes.
return back.
Yes, Kyle. Yes.
yeah,
That was the famous line.
it was funny when he was like, it would have been for some reason he didn't have
Rob's
me
too
in
much of a
any
baby.
other movies, but Rob was in most of them. Maybe I didn't talk to Rob or whatever. It was funny.
Oh wow, yeah, that's right. That's understandable. Okay, Rob.
This is how a lot of people first saw him, right here.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So
Look at the
Rob would have
difference.
been actually. Hey, Rob was 10 at that time, but yeah,
No,
Close.
that's still.
yeah,
You were still young.
I was young.
But
So
Yeah, that's how when he was really first doing it in like the 80s and whatnot.
yeah, I wasn't
The 70s even.
I wasn't even thought of until 86.
Yeah, but the stark contrast, like age hits you.
Yeah. No, and you know what? No, it actually it's like fine wine with Bob Barker, sorry. It's fine wine because he aged smooth.
smooth.
True. I mean, he was still one of those continent professionals. He had like that Johnny Carson sort of appeal. Like it didn't really matter what age he was. He was still the kind of guy who could work.
Right.
It's just, when 2007 came around, he had done enough. Enough cats and dogs had been spayed or neutered. And, then we got Drew Carey, who is my birthday bro, so I will give him credit for actually taking over the show. But here's something I think you guys may not remember. And this is how I really stick with Bob Barker in my mind. I'm going to show you a picture here. Now, do any of you remember seeing this scene from Adult Swim?
Yes,
from Robot Chicken.
Yes.
Wasn't allowed to watch it.
Okay, let me set it up for Rob. So, Bob Barker was doing his usual, ending the show with like, make sure to have your pets spayed or neutered, because that was like his charitable donation. That's what he always wanted to make sure of,
Right.
getting across. And in some point in this scene, they're like, I feel so alive after I've neutered a dog myself. So then he becomes Blade and starts just like hacking away at the reproductive organs of cats and dogs all throughout the city. Then has to face Snoop Dogg in a very like Matrix-y type of battle, as you can see here. And it is without a doubt one of the best Robot Chicken episodes I've ever seen. This always sticks with me because you just have like Bob Barker being a badass is just something that even if you've never seen it, the minute you see it, you're like, yeah, why not? Yes, Bob Barker versus Snoop Dogg. And yeah, that was the thing. He voiced himself in that. It wasn't like a voice actor that went ahead and did it. He was all gung-ho about it.
Yeah.
He was the kind of guy who could have fun with himself. Now, mind you, it's not like the show didn't have controversies. Certainly, The Price is Right had to go through some personnel changes because people weren't fans of the Barker's beauties after so long, as they were dubbed. Had to go ahead and get some guys in there, which, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. That may have been part of the reason I watched that show to begin with, because you had the Barker's beauties. It was like right up there with like Playboy bunnies. And I think that also appealed to like, the Bob Barker mystique. He just had like this almost, I don't want to say pimp energy, but he had that like cool kind of swagger about him. Being up there with all those attractive women, showing off these things, always keeping his cool, always knowing how to be funny. He was a perfect host.
Right.
But you know what? 99 years old, it happens.
You know,
it will happen to all of us. May we all live to last.
Yeah. because that's why a lot of us say we strived or we love to live longer than our heroes. He's
Hmm.
a one- he's one of those people that you would love to live at his age. Thank you, Bob Barker, for all your contributions that you have done throughout our childhood. So we became adults.
Well, at least days in my childhood. Unfortunately, Rob
Yeah.
don't know nothing about no Bob Barker.
Hey, I said I knew Happy Gilmore. Leave me alone.
On that note,
On
Okay,
that
okay.
note,
Let's try someone else here.
let's talk about the more depressing one.
I want to say it's. Go
I
ahead.
mean, for a certain fandom, this will definitely be more depressing, sure.
Yeah.
Well, this
Because
one was
along with Bob Barker, who died at 99, we also lost a very talented actress and voice actress in Arlene Sorkin at the age of 67 due to complications from multiple sclerosis.
Yeah.
And Arlene Sorkin is a different person altogether because, well, first off, let me go ahead and bring her picture up. Arlene Sorkin was just like, I don't know. Is it weird to say that back in the day, there were very few female actresses who could also do comedy very well? Do you think that would be harsh to say?
Yeah. Yeah.
you think that would be harsh?
Yeah. Because there's others. She has
I'm not
the.
saying there aren't others, but I'm saying if you're thinking back to like the 80s,
Mhm.
Yeah.
how many actresses were known for having a good sense of humor and for being funny, and how many actresses were known for simply their attractiveness, and then how many bridged the gap like she did? Think 1980s now. We're not talking now. We're talking the 80s.
No, that's what I'm thinking about.
Exactly. There's not many people you can really like think about off the top of your head. But Sorkin was one of those women that was able to bring in all of her talents and utilize them. I mean, she was a big staple in sitcoms back in the 80s. She did have a couple of theatrical films, but it was really also her voice acting that put her across. Once she became Harley Quinn, she was the embodiment of Harley Quinn as far as Paul Dini is concerned.
And she's the reason why Harley Quinn is as popular it is now.
Exactly.
Because without her, we wouldn't have Harley. Because Harley, the character was supposed to just be a henchman character for the Joker, but she took off on that character and made that character popular. And without her, we wouldn't have Harley.
Right.
Well, this right here is the inspiration that Dini saw to create Harley Quinn. It was basically Arlene Sorkin on an episode of Days of Our Lives, where she was a staple of the show, of the soap opera, where she played a character called Calliope, who I guess dressed up as a clown at some points, sometimes with makeup, sometimes not. But it was this performance that was like, yeah, yeah, let's go ahead and make her a henchwoman for the clown prince of crime.
And then it blew up. And when
Yeah,
I
no,
say
that is probably her biggest claim to fame, no doubt.
yeah,
Played her all the way into the Arkham games. So
Yep.
we're talking like from the mid '90s all the way into the mid 2000s before she had to stop, obviously because of different reasons. And then so far, it's pretty much just been like a slew of different women that have gone ahead and taken over the reins, whether it be Kaylee Cuoco on her animated series, or
Tara Strong,
Tara Strong's another one too. E.G.
Margot.
Daly hasn't, has she?
I'm not sure.
Seems like
I
it would be
don't
something she
think
could.
so, but and then there's Margot Robbie.
Oh yes, yes, infamously Margot Robbie. To think that a person playing a live action clown inspired the character who would later end up as a live action clown brings it full circle.
Yeah, I don't think E.G. Daily was I don't think E.G. was. But I will
Yeah,
say
Terry
this.
Strong definitely was.
Yes, no,
No.
Tara's done the Arkham games, which I don't know which Arkham she must have took over for the second one because I know she did an Arkham game, but I know also Arlene did an Arkham game. She did the first one. I
Right.
think Tara did the second one, and Tara did the
Correct.
Injustice games.
Hmm.
Um, Tara
Definitely
was
the first one.
technically a live action Harley Quinn in the Arrowverse.
Technically, yes.
When they did
And still,
reference
that's
it,
voiceover though.
Yeah.
it's still they showed a Harley and she did the voice. So I mean, like, but yes,
Yeah,
this
they
one
showed
hit
a
me
door. All
because
right, they showed a door to the Harley.
she was someone that I've been wanting to meet. I should have gotten it down for this, but I had a New York Comic Con Harley
Hmm.
Quinn that was the black and white edition that they came out back in 2016,
Like
and I
this.
got it because I said is the current voice, but yeah, um, but yeah. So I was hoping to one day meet her and get that signed, but unfortunately she has passed now. And thoughts to go with her fans, friends, family.
Yeah. Now, actually, something I also wanted to bring up about Arlene Sorkin, again, proving my point in regards to like her bridging the gaps between like, attractive actresses and funny women. Did you know
The Muffin
she
Man.
was one of the original hosts of America's Funniest People?
Oh,
Yeah.
Back when the show was originally a spin-off of America's Funniest Home Videos with Bob Saget, they
Mm.
made the sequel show having Dave Coulier host it, and
oh,
co-host was Arlene Sorkin.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until now.
No, I knew that.
But I'm not as old as you guys, so it makes sense.
But it also plays in again to the whole idea of her being a great voice actress because
Yeah.
as you watch those shows, hey, they got to do like before there was TikTok, there was home videos and America's Funniest People where you had
Yes.
comedians voicing over the videos being watched.
Right.
Right.
So again, that was a feather in her cap for being able to like really hone her voice. Because let's face it, doing Harley Quinn does probably take a lot out of your voice.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And to
Let's
be able
hope.
to do it for as many decades as she did, she had some strong pipes, man. Good for her.
Yeah, especially doing the Joker.
Yeah, and oh yeah. And mind you, she was with funny people all of her life. I mean, she was married to Christopher Lloyd. Not that Christopher Lloyd, but the Christopher Lloyd who was a writer and producer for shows like Frasier and Modern Family.
Huh.
So she had humor all around her, which is refreshing to see. She wasn't just a pretty face. She was someone who really had like that gusto for humor. And considering you're talking to somebody who's idolized voice actors and has worked with stand-up comics and that and the like, to know that she was not just Harley Quinn, but she was technically a trailblazer of her industry, that really sits well with me. That
Right.
she will definitely, hopefully, be remembered for more than just that. Although the character is outstanding.
Right.
Yeah. And now she gets to reunite with Batman.
Yes, Kevin Conroy. So at this point, put out an APB. All video cameras, all listening devices. Keep a lockdown on Mark Hamill. We cannot lose Mark Hamill in the next year or so. Protect him with your life.
Well,
I am telling you, people, protect him.
And protect the Penguin. Penguin's still alive too.
Wait, who was the voice of the Penguin?
Paul. I'm seeing him next month, so I can't think of what his name is. I think it's Paul something, but he played.
I mean, we already lost one Penguin in Paul Rubin, so.
Well, the Penguin from the animated series.
Okay.
So we wait. Okay. Okay. Still, but okay.
But yeah, so.
Yes,
And
I
the thing
know.
is
Yes, keep a hold on Mark Hamill because he is part of the original trilogy. I get where he was going with that, but I'm just saying we got Penguin 2 still.
Yeah, because
He's quacking somewhere.
I need to meet Mark Hamill one time in my life. So
I had the opportunity, and I wish I did take it to see Mark Hamill, but that was at the beginning of the time of going to conventions, and I'm like, $200 is a lot of money to meet a person.
right,
Now he's
Yeah,
four
although
to
at this
five hundred
point,
dollars.
like I think the fear of God is getting to some people where it's like these high prices may not seem as crazy as you might think, considering the possibility of these people potentially leaving this world at some
Yeah,
point.
true.
That's the sad thing about it.
right,
It's like now they're getting on in years, and it's like you only have so few chances now. These people who would occasionally come to these cons, because cons weren't always a thing
No,
until like what I'd say the 90s. They would then rise to prominence until that time when pop culture really became a thing. And now we're getting to that point where the people that probably were the biggest names and the people to kick off those things are now passing on.
right,
We're hitting a whole life cycle here.
right,
Yep. Because we've had Conroy pass, Jason David Franks pass. Those were two.
Mm-hmm.
Those were two heavy hitters for conventions for sure.
right.
Arlene did some, but from the time me going to conventions, I'd have to recheck. But she didn't do many from the time that, like I said, from the time that I went to conventions, which was starting 2017. She hasn't really done any conventions that I know of, or at least that wasn't near.
Right.
Well, again, when it's something like
Right.
MS, who knows how that affects you and everything. Some
Yeah.
people can't get around as well. Lord knows what it probably did to her speaking voice.
Right.
So it's not surprising.
It's like when I took advantage of just meeting Michael J. Fox. You know, we don't have much longer with him.
Exactly.
I hate to say that,
And
but
in that fact, Christopher Lloyd, the acting
Yes.
Christopher Lloyd,
yes,
because
the
he's
acting
just older.
Christopher Lloyd.
I mean, he's still doing movies and everything, sure, but
Yeah.
he is not as fit as he used to be as Doc Brown. I don't see him climbing any clock towers anytime soon.
I don't either.
Do you know there's a musical for Back to the Future coming out?
Yeah. No, it's already out.
Oh, I so want to see that.
Have you seen it, Dave? Was it good?
No, I haven't seen it, but yeah, one of my friends did, and he said it is awesome.
Did it bring back the original cast or no?
How is going to bring back the original cast?
They can make cameos, can't they?
No.
Not on a musical.
Oh.
Yeah, no, when Robin Williams died,
Yeah, that was a show. That was definitely a heart stopper / Wait, Chuck Norris ain't
is
died.
Chuck Norris dead?
Yeah,
no.
Chuck Norris. No, Chuck Norris is still with
Chuck
us.
Norris is still alive and kicking.
I think the Grim Reaper came for Chuck Norris, but
No,
then
I
left
think
missing a
they
few
may have
bones.
been saying same thing with Chuck Norris, like about getting up there in age. I don't know if they actually.
Oh
meant
yeah,
Chuck
no.
Norris
Chuck
passed.
Norris is definitely like at that age now. I mean, he was already like the oldest person when he was in like the Expendables movie.
Right.
That one he
Which-
did, I think. What was it? Was it number 2 or number 3?
He came back for 2 and 3, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was 2. It was just
It was just 2. But
Okay.
he was already like the oldest person in the cast when he did that one. At like 60 something. Everyone else was in like 50s.
50s.
Arnold wasn't the oldest at the time?
No.
No, just barely.
Okay.
But we will actually get to Expendables in a sec because
Yes, we
now,
will.
with all the doom and gloom and all of our, thoughts and prayers, I hate using that phrase, but really, what else can you say about it? Going to the families of these two fallen entertainers, we do now have to look forward to the future.
Yes.
And we go into our, I guess, monthly regular slate of what's going to be coming out in theaters. And we will decide whether or not these movies are going to be
Cash
or
trash.
Yes. Now,
Let me do that. Let's do that again. Perfect.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yes.
All right, fine. Hold on. All right, now, back off. Where these movies will possibly be
Cash.
or trash.
All right, I'll let it.
But that's as good as we're going to get, all right? We're in 2 different states at least, all right? Come on.
Okay, I'll let it slide for now.
All right, good.
Come on, state of mind.
Now, here's the thing. We do have a few weeks coming up for the week of September.
Yes.
I almost don't even want to count the first weekend of September, which is really only going to be Equalizer 3.
No.
Because here's the thing. As I have shown you guys, Labor Day weekend is notoriously bad at the box office. So even if Equalizer 3 does happen to beat Gran Turismo, which is number 1 this weekend, yay, it almost isn't even going to matter, really.
But Gran Turismo is not the. I mean, Equalizer 3 is not the only thing that's coming out on September 1st.
Wait, what?
We're talking about September 1st, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, The Hill comes out September 1st, and that is a theater wide, and I think that movie will actually do good. It's based on a true story.
Hold on. Wait,
That's the Dennis
let's
Quaid movie
research
I
this.
mentioned.
Hold on. The Hill?
Yeah.
Like, not The Hills Have Eyes, because we are
No.
getting into
The
scary
Hill. I
spooky.
mentioned the Hill with Dennis Quaid. It's about a kid about baseball that he couldn't run couldn't walk as a kid, and was able to run.
Okay,
Oh,
so
wow.
Okay, so
Okay, now this is a little surprising. Only because Dennis Quaid and sports do sometimes work.
Yeah.
I mean, he did American
So
Underdog.
I will credit for that. It seems like a good casting for a film like that.
American Underdog was pretty good.
Let's see here.
The thing I love about this is he's his stereotypical dad, because he's almost a dad in every single movie that he's been in. If you've noticed, but majority every single movie he plays a dad, and he is the dad in this movie.
See, here's the thing about this.
Have that brought up. Can you share that screen?
Share what?
The Hill?
Something for The Hill.
I could send you a screenshot. I mean, not screenshot, but hold on.
That was my honorary mention, but I bet I was doing more research, and I think that it's gonna. I was surprised it was at my theater, so if it's at my theater, it should be almost at everybody's theater. Especially with what we do have playing right now. We got Barbie playing right now, Blue Beetle playing right now, Gran Turismo.
You and this Barbie thing, man.
Hey, Barbie's passing Mario next week.
If it does, I'm gonna vomit.
Okay, so let's look at this thing. Ooh. Okay, so The Hill, 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
Wait,
Growing up impoverished in small town Texas, young Ricky Hill shows an extraordinary ability for hitting a baseball. Nice. Despite being burdened by leg braces from a degenerative spinal disease. Oh, God.
Yeah.
His stern pastor father. Okay, that's the rub. That's the rub. See, normally when it comes to a sports movie, I would not think too much about it, but considering it's got a high fan base but a low critic base, that already tells me that a lot of people are probably seeing The Hill as a faith-based movie, when really it's probably more of a sports movie.
Yeah, I don't think that one's a faith-based movie, but it could be. I don't know what it's.
No, but the minute you have something like a pastor in the movie, it's like,
who plays the pastor?
Ooh. That's Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid is the pastor father.
Oh, he's a pastor. That's a dad. Okay, I knew he was the dad. I didn't catch in the trailer that he was a pastor.
Yeah. No, let me go through the rest. So his stern pastor father discourages Ricky from playing baseball to protect him from his injury, and to have him follow in his footsteps of becoming a preacher. As a young man, Ricky, played by Colin Ford, becomes a baseball phenomenon. His desire to participate in a tryout for a legendary major league scout divides the family and threatens Ricky's dream of playing professional baseball, which I'm guessing he went to the tryout and things went well.
Yeah. It's in the trailer it shows that he actually he did good in the tryouts. But yeah, it looked good by the trailer. I watched it. But what's weird is I'm seeing release date is August 25th. I know out here it doesn't come out until September 1st. So I mean different places. That's why I thought it was a September movie, because I saw release date was September 1st. But that could be different from where, I guess depending on where you live.
Kyle,
What did Kyle say?
Look, just because it's Texas and just because they're nicknamed Hill, their last name is Hill, does not mean they have to like propane and propane accessories.
Wait. Now, Bobber. There's no. That's my purpose. I don't know you.
No, they say it in Bobby's voice, like, "That's my purse. I don't know you."
Oh, that's Bobby. My bad.
Yeah, I was like, you weren't doing Bobby.
I was doing Hank Hill.
You were doing Hank.
God damn. Did you see how degenerative we are in our minds that we hear a hill in Texas and that's the first thing we go to?
Oh, I don't know.
We should be ashamed.
I don't know if we mentioned in the 1 week, but rest in peace to the guy from King of the Hill too.
Oh yeah.
We never met.
Oh yes, Hardwick.
Yeah, he passed away when I was at the convention, and I don't think we talked about it last week. So rest in peace to him as well. Speaking of King of the Hill.
We didn't, only because I don't know if he really had much of a career out of voicing Dale Gribble. I think that was pretty much his only thing.
Yeah,
but yeah,
Right.
I mean, definitely credit to I think it's Johnny Hardwick, if I remember.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So the Hill, I think will be cash. I don't know what the budget is, but I think it'll be cash.
I mean, usually stuff like this is pretty low budget, so it should make a decent amount of money depending on the amount of theaters it's in.
And the other thing you got to see is, I know there are other movies that are going to be competing with this movie particularly because, yes, I keep talking about Barbie, but you got Barbie and Oppenheimer still that are doing good in the box office. You've got the new Gran Turismo, which was an incredible movie, and I didn't realize spoilers, but didn't realize how true that movie actually was.
Yeah, no, you want to talk about like based on a true story sports movie?
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, I didn't know that there was actual racers that played the game and then got to be an actual racer. That happened 10 years ago.
Dude, Sony tried some things back in the day.
Now it was an incredible movie. I love what they did with it. That
boy ain't right.
But yeah, they did a great job. The acting was amazing in that movie. It gets you emotional.
Yeah.
There was some, like I said, there was some emotional parts. And after seeing it, and then I did my own research after the movie, didn't realize that 10 years ago that Sony did the actual, and he's actually, he just raced, the actual person that's based on just raced in the, some kind of big race like he does in that movie. And
this is how you can tell Rob's not a sports person.
No, Rob has a brain injury, so Rob can't remember. There's a race he just did, but it was in a different country. I can't.
Well, that's how most of the races go. Yeah,
leave me alone.
Countries on foreign tracks.
Leave me alone.
But looking at it's got a 61%. It is, I would say, certified fresh as far as the critics are concerned, just barely.
Yep.
But the audiences love it.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that it got first place. I was happy when I went to go see the advanced screening of it. And I definitely want to believe that, if nothing else, this will probably give The Hill or Equalizer 3 a run for its money this coming holiday weekend, even though I don't believe a lot of people are going to the movies this holiday weekend because it's the last weekend of summer. Before people have to go back to school or are already back at school if you're in college. And I think they want to just be outside and enjoy the weather while it's still good and not as rainy, especially around here.
Right. So I am going to see Equalizer 3 tomorrow at the event, like premiere screening. And
so everyone look for Streampunk to have a 60-second review of the movie from Davion.
Yep. And there will be another review this week too. Rob gets to go to a movie premiere on Wednesday.
For
it's called Into the Spotlight. I don't know where it's going after the premiere, if it's a Pure Flix movie or what kind of movie it is, but we were invited as press again because I did press for the God's Country song that I was in. We got to do press for that. Well, we get to do press for that event as well. We got invited. There wasn't as many people invited for that one. When I got the email, she said we invited less press than last time. So it was cool that we're one of the press, one of the people I'm most excited because, yes, I'm a little younger than you guys, but a show that I grew up with was now my brain's not working. Good Luck Charlie. Good Luck Charlie is the show, and the mom from Good Luck Charlie is one of the people we'll be interviewing at the press event. So, and it's cool. A lot of the stars from Running the Bases are also going to be in this movie, so I'll get to see some old cast members. So yeah.
We don't get the reference, Kyle.
We don't.
But okay, on to the next Cash or Trash. I wanted to just throw that in there that I'm excited. And I can't...
No, as well, you should be excited. You know, that's a big deal.
Right.
All right. Feel positive about yourself. Exactly. Now, speaking of faith-based films,
okay.
I would say this qualifies. Yes.
Which one?
None.
Oh my gosh, no. That's bad. That does not qualify as a faith-based movie.
Oh, technically.
But okay, here's the thing. How can you not call it faith-based when you have to believe in God and Jesus and Christianity for this to work?
No. I'm a Christian.
I feel like you have
I
to.
am a Christian, and I will not be seeing this movie. This is not a faith-based movie. I didn't even watch the first one.
Oh, right.
I have to say, this will be cash. Even though as much as I want it to be trash, but it's going to be cash because I checked the first box office of this one, and these have a low budget, about like I think 30 million, if that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be cash.
Okay. And Rob, just to let you know, I'm Christian too. So
well, you can watch what you want, but I don't feel comfortable. I'm just saying, I don't feel comfortable. It does not go right with my soul, so therefore I do not watch The Nun or The Nun 2.
Hey, Rob, you got that holy oil or that holy water?
I give you some holy water. And maybe a holy finger.
Wow.
Yo, Rob's talking from the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Damn. I love
okay, so as the person that was raised Catholic but then decided to become agnostic, let me be the voice of reason here. Rob is right. The first movie did gangbusters. It really did. And considering this is September that we will finally be into, we will lead into October. The smart thing to do is not to put your scary movies necessarily in October. It's to put them in September and get people revved and ready.
Yes.
So the fact that this is going to have pretty much very little competition going into October, I would say absolutely cash. The Conjuring verse has been a little shaky. The last movie in theaters was, I think, the one from La Llorona. And the one that they did on HBO Max during the pandemic, The Devil Made Me Do It, the Conjuring series.
That one was good. I liked it.
It was okay, but obviously it didn't do much in theaters. So since then, there really hasn't been like a movie from Warner Brothers in this realm dealing with the Conjuring universe to, perk up anyone's interest.
This is a Warner Brothers movie as well?
Oh, yeah.
They're taking over the box office.
The Conjuring universe is completely Warner Brothers.
Oh, well, they're taking over the box office this year.
Yeah, no. Like I said last week, Warner Brothers is in a very good position this year. Although Dune did get kicked back to next year. But that's
Dune 2?
But yes, Wamba, considering all the other Conjuring movies, I want to believe that this is going to be like the first big horror hit leading into the season.
Yeah.
So... absolutely cash. I can't think of any reason that it would fail unless
it was too
the production is just completely lackluster compared to the first one.
Right.
I was gonna say,
but from what I've seen in the trailer, it looks great.
The only thing that would have made this trash is if the budget was really high for it, which 30 million, if I'm not mistaken, is what I looked up. That's very doable. That's going to be overdoable for this movie.
That's what Kyle uses, the holy water.
Holy water. The holy water.
But hold on, seriously though, Rob, you would not go see this movie?
No, I will not. I didn't watch the first. I will not watch the second.
Simply because of the subject matter, or because it's scary?
Both. I don't watch.
So you're like,
okay, so everybody's about to know a little bit, Rob. Rob does not watch horror movies because they do not go right with my soul. I do not feel comfortable watching them. That's why I skipped half of season of Legends of Tomorrow when they brought John Constantine in, and when they were doing the whole demon possessing and stuff.
What?
I do not feel comfortable watching that stuff. Now I am meeting John Constantine this coming up week at Dragon Con. Oh, I could have got that signed for you. Too late now, but could have. But yeah.
Yeah, you could have flown it over to the center of the country, have Rob handle it, have him sign it for you.
Yeah. But yes.
You wouldn't even know if he actually took it to Matt Ryan. He could just sign it himself and send it back.
Yeah.
No, I would no. But yeah. So like I said, I didn't watch that. Like when they introduced him, I did not watch that season because I even watched the trailer, and by the trailer, I did not feel comfortable. I get that I'm not a big horror either, much more older comedies. So yes, I did miss, which this is spoilers, but by now, if you don't know this, that was the season that brought because everybody's like, well, Wally West is in it, and they brought back Damien Dark, and they brought all these people back. But like I said, to me that don't matter. If I don't feel comfortable watching a show, now I did start the season after or whatever when they brought Biff's character, or the actor Tom Wilson plays the dad. That's when I resumed back the show, or whatever.
No, it's fair.
So
that's a shame.
So yeah, Rob doesn't want. Now Rob can watch, like I have watched, like the Scream movie.
Why is Rob talking about Rob in the third person?
Because Rob does what he wants. I can watch Scream. I have no problem with Scream. It's more of the demon possessing and stuff like that, and all that.
Well, Hannibal.
Okay, so you kind of have like a China mentality when it comes to
horror I don't
movies,
watch many, but I have watched some of the Scream movies. Those aren't, to me, those are just slasher films.
Okay, so slasher, thriller, fine, but anything that deals with demonic.
Yes, like I won't watch, even though I know people like, well, that wasn't exactly real, but like the Harry Potter number 6 movie. I won't watch that one out of the entire franchise. That's the only one I will not watch.
Wow.
Because of the possession scene. Even though, like...
Oh, no, I get that. I get that.
So,
it's just, you think you know somebody.
Yeah, yeah, I thought I knew Philly people, but no.
Oh.
Well, I mean, Kyle's a different breed. We know this.
All right, so on to the next movie.
Well, I mean...
Are we still...
Okay, the next one's maybe a little bit complicated in that sense. Simply because we do have to talk about
another movie
2
I won't
movies. Watch? Well, no. I forget if they're coming out the same weekend. I think they might be.
I think I know what you're talking about, because there's a lot of movies coming out the same exact weekend. And you talking about the boat one, the haunted something?
Oh, you're talking about the one
haunted boat.
No.
There's a boat.
No, it's not a boat movie. The Haunting in Venice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
that one.
So let me just double check and make sure.
Of whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
There we go. I have to see that. That's a trilogy. Oh God.
Well, it's more than just trilogy per se. It's pretty much a mystery.
Yeah, it's a mystery film. Think of Sherlock Holmes, but not Sherlock Holmes.
But yeah, well, you're talking about Hercule Poirot.
Correct.
Yes, the stalwart detective of the Agatha Christie mysteries. And yeah, this is the first one that's really taking a more of a departure from, say, Murder on the Orient Express or Death on the Nile, where it is bringing in a supernatural element, But because it's Hercule Poirot, you know that it's probably just a bunch of shenanigans to cover up something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a haunted house movie, but it's not a haunted house movie because of who you know is in it. It's pretty much more figuring out what's the underlining gimmick, what's the real crime going on here. Now, Rob, given a description like that, would you possibly be enticed to see this movie?
No.
Still, dang
Dude,
it!
think of Scooby Doo, but in a serious tone.
I mean, maybe when it comes out streaming, maybe.
No,
But
I have to see
I
this
will.
in theaters.
I will not watch this in theaters. There's only. So I'll be honest. There's only a couple movies this month that I will give the chance to see in theaters. This will not be one of them. I went and saw Gran Turismo because I wanted to see it anyways, but it was wonderful that it was on $4 movie day, where it was only $4 to go see the movie.
So what you're saying is you're cheap.
Yeah, I got no job, so I mean, so the only reason why I've been able to watch movies is either somebody's bought my ticket or it was a $4 movie day. Yeah,
That's not fun.
I appreciate your honesty.
Hey,
I do.
You gotta do what you gotta do, but I still support certain movies. But this will be one I will not be supporting. This one, what's the budget?
Oh, I imagine they probably dumbed down the budget on this because they definitely lost some money on Jewel of the
I was
Nile,
gonna say, if
considering
this
it was
is in the
a pandemic film.
depending on what the actual I don't know. I need to know what the actual thing is to tell if this is gonna be cash or trash.
While I'm looking that up, Dave, what are your thoughts?
I'm a huge fan of this trilogy. I love the way things are going. And this one's going to take a unique twist to it because now you're playing the haunted aspect of mystery and solving. So I am intrigued on seeing this film based on the fact that I love this trilogy.
Okay, fair. You're a fan of the first two films. This will probably work up. Just to let you know, the budget on this was only $70 million, so it's only $10 million more than Gran Turismo was.
I'm gonna say trash.
Unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to say trash too, only
Because that means it needs to make $140 million in order to be cash.
Well, I'm not necessarily worried
Okay.
about that because I'm sure the overseas money is going to do better than the domestic.
Right.
My issue with this is that this seems a little bit, like I said, a haunted house type of film with the Michelle Yeoh playing the crystal ball-y kind of like conjurer type of person, and they're all around the table and like, let me hear you spirits. Reminds me a bit of a movie that came out earlier that also bombed.
Shut up. Shut up.
Oh, I wonder what kind
Haunted
of movie.
Mansion.
I wonder what movie that would be.
Shut up.
What movie? What?
I'm sorry. I think Haunted Mansion kind of like screwed the pooch for Haunting in Venice.
Yep.
I think a lot of people are going to probably remember that haunting movie didn't do well about the one in the house.
Yeah.
This is essentially that, but it's sophisticated.
Yeah, that movie that we called it was trash.
I don't think that. As much as I enjoy Kenneth Branagh playing Hercule Poirot, I just think that after Murder on the Orient Express, Death on the Nile wasn't able to pick up much steam. And considering you have these actors like Jamie Dornan, Michelle Yeoh, and Tina Fey, all these people who are big enough names, but obviously can't promote the film because of SAG, it's going to hurt the film.
Yeah.
This is one of those ones where I feel like it'll probably have better life once it goes on streaming.
That's possible.
But for now, especially when you have a really scarier looking film in The Nun 2 being just a week before.
Yep. So would you say this is an adult version of Clue?
Well, no, because Clue is already inherently like funny more so than mystery. I would say Game Night is more of an adult version of Clue.
Okay.
But this is pretty much just taking like a mystery premise and adding on some stuff that doesn't need to be added on.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, I've heard of Death on the Nile. I've heard of Murder on the Orient Express. I had never heard of this book.
I never heard of all three of them until now.
Well, you need to go to a library.
Well,
But
Barnes and Nobles, that's the closest.
Oh, the novels. I thought we were talking about the movies. I was saying I didn't even know these were.
yes, Clue is perfect. Yes.
And they probably
But-
gonna remake Clue from what I'm hearing.
Well, I think Ryan Reynolds is working on that. But then again, he was also supposed to be working on a new Highlander too, so I don't know what's happening yet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ryan Reynolds, please cast me for Clue or Highlander because I am a good swordsman.
Oh, God.
The odds of
All
Ryan Reynolds seeing this are
And-
very slim, but hey.
Moving on to more to the action
I'm
stuff
loving
that Day is so good in. We have to touch on this.
Okay.
Cash.
Now, here's my issue with this poster all of a sudden. It says Old Blood meets New Blood. Wasn't that the third movie?
Yes.
Well, this is they're bringing
Wasn't
back.
that the whole premise? They brought in like new people that didn't work out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that also where Liam Hemsworth died?
No.
No, he
Liam
ain't
died
died.
in the second one.
Oh, my forgiveness. Sorry.
Yeah.
The important thing is Liam Hemsworth died. I'm sure Day can appreciate that.
Liam Hemsworth.
There we go.
I am sad to not see Arnold in this one because I am a huge Arnold fan, and this will be the first movie, or at least he's not in the. Sorry, he's not in the poster, so it doesn't mean he won't be in the movie. I haven't actually confirmed if he's not or isn't, but he's not in the poster, so he's not going to be a main character. But I love these movies. I have never had a problem with it. I've enjoyed that they bring back different people. When I met Chuck Norris, I asked him what his favorite joke was, and he told me it was from Expendables 2.
Yeah.
And
though I will say, this is the first time that you've had this much of a shakeup as far as the cast is concerned.
What do you mean shake up? Because we got Stallone coming back. We
don't have Jet Li coming back.
And we don't have
Terry Crews coming back.
No, but you got Lundry.
You don't have Mickey Rourke, who I would have loved to have seen come back just for the sake of it.
But just just because they're not on the poster doesn't mean they won't make an appearance. Or
no, I think for something like this, you would put them on the poster if you wanted to, because you're going to need those kinds of names in order to sell that. That's what this movie's always been about.
I do like that.
Putting as many names on there as possible to sell the movie.
For the first time, we're getting Jamie. That is Jamie Foxx, right?
No,
that's Megan Fox.
Oh, Megan Fox. Okay, well,
which I do like that they're upgrading her character instead of just being like Jason Statham's girlfriend. Now they're kind of doing like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith sort of thing with her and him. I like that. I like that Couture is still there. I like that Lundgren's still there. I like that Statham's Stallone. I do think Andy Garcia is a weird choice. Because when has he ever done an action film?
Wait, Andy Garcia is the guy from Ant-Man?
What?
Wait, let me look him up. Hold on.
I'm not very familiar with his name.
But... Yeah, no. Wamba makes a great point. I mean, even if you go back to the third one, it had Rousey, it had Victor Ortiz, it had Wesley Snipes. It had people with credible action, physicality backgrounds. And yet you're bringing in Andy Garcia.
Don't forget, we had, what's his name from...
Wait.
Antonio Banderas.
I gotta pause, y'all. Andy Garcia, he was in some action films.
Were they theatrical releases or were they streaming straight to video?
Theatrical.
What possible movie was he in?
Black Rain, Wrath of Man.
I don't know any of these movies.
Desperate Measures. Hoodlum.
Yeah, Mwamba's right. I mean, I've seen Andy Garcia in like gangster sort of films.
Smoking Aces.
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be much active. Maybe he's going to be like that guy who hires everyone. I don't know.
I got him confused with somebody else.
And Kyle's right. Yeah, we definitely need Keanu and Donnie Yen in this franchise. I mean, we do have Tony Ya, so I mean that's a step up.
And we got 50. Yes, 50.
50 Cent.
Hold on. Okay, did you hear the nonsense about 50 Cent with this movie?
No.
Okay, so while he technically can't talk about the movie because of the strike, he did go off on social media saying that how bad he looked in his poster. Now, let me go ahead and just give you a zoom in on what they all look like here. So, you see Statham, you see Fox, you see Garcia, you see Stallone, which with Stallone, there's definitely been some like augmentation there. And then you see 50. Let me just zoom in a little more. You see 50 here.
Yeah.
He complained about how bad he looked in the movie.
You mean 50 Cent?
In the poster.
Yeah.
I think he looks great comparatively.
Compared to everybody else, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really look like a lot of like Photoshop has been done to him. But to actually go online and complain that, you know, they ran out of budget on making the movie posters. They probably make Stallone look great. Stallone looks like his head was propped onto his body.
Right.
But 50 Cent saying like he's got no neck. That's how you are, 50. Like, I hate to tell you, but you know what?
Right. 50 said he has no neck. I'm probably going to get shaft from this, but did anybody see the Super Bowl performance?
Oh, did I see the Super Bowl performance? You're asking me if I saw the Super Bowl performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn right I saw the 50 Bowl. All right? 50 should not be complaining at all when he chose to try to do the whole pull-up reps that he did during 2022 Super Bowl, and he just hung there until he got helped down from hanging upside down, looking like a damn Batman. No, 50, don't complain about the poster, all right? It could have been worse. It did get worse, all right? Be lucky you look the goods you do.
Because you look better than most of the people that's in the film. That's in the poster.
Yeah, you don't look as photoshopped. You don't look as edited. But I almost wonder if he's complaining just for complaining's sake, or if he's doing that to promote the film by adding some, if to it. But seriously, though,
50.
50 until you can do that sit-up, man.
Dude, I got to say something.
Look at him.
With this picture right here, your Super Bowl.
Let me just zoom in.
No, just you hanging upside down looks like you had no neck.
He looks like a black version of that dude from 90 Day Fiancé, the one that actually has the medical condition.
I will say with this movie, I want it to be cash, and I think it will be, but at the same aspect, it may be trash for the simple reason that there hasn't been as much promotion. Like, I didn't even realize this was coming out until September, until I looked up what movies are coming out in September. I didn't even know it was coming out this year, to be honest.
A lot of stuff, a lot of people didn't know was coming out this
right.
Because you can't talk about it right now, or at least the stars can't talk about it.
You can't talk about it, yes, and I get that. But I'm just saying, in general, I had no idea this movie was coming out this year. So it shocked me when we said what we were talking about this week, and then I went and looked up what movies, and I was like, oh, Expendables 4. I think it will simply make it, what is the budget on this movie?
I don't know. Without all that armor on and everything, he probably looked like Titty Cent, but that's just me. I can say that. All right.
What's the budget on here, Ryan?
Oh, budget on Expendables 4?
Yeah,
ooh, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
It's got to be at least 100, only because of like all the explosions and everything.
And because of the people they have in the movie too.
Yeah. You know they want top dollar.
Yep.
Even though some of them ain't worth it.
Top dollar,
100 million.
Even though they ain't the Top Gun.
Top dollar.
Yeah, no, it's looking like a 100 million budget.
Okay.
So it needs a 214 to make it, which, again, considering the cast and how well the cast may play for overseas audiences,
yeah,
You might be able to get that. You might be able to make it cash, but I would say this is cash by the slimmest of margins.
Yep. I'll agree. I
I'll
can
say
agree.
cash too.
Cool.
Right. All right. Now we come to our main event, ladies and gentlemen, the big deal of September. You've heard of Barbenheimer,
Oh no.
but have you heard of the thing that they call
Are they really doing this?
Come on, bring it in.
Saw Patrol?
Yeah. Are they really doing that? Is that confirmed?
Yes.
I mean, not necessarily confirmed, but here you have it. 3 movies, which is unheard of as of late. 3 movies of dubious natures, all premiering on the same weekend. That has not happened for quite some time. But yeah, pretty much the idea that Saw and the new Paw Patrol movie are coming out the same weekend, people are equivaling it to Barbenheimer, considering you have these 2 drastically different movies. But then you also have some people being like, don't forget, you also have the creator, which looks great. Although I don't know if a movie about AI intelligence taking over the earth and destroying humanity is probably the best look right now. I don't know. But out of these 3 movies, because this is the competition for that weekend, these are the big 3 that are going to be coming out at the end of September.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to necessarily ask you which one is cash and which one's trash, but which one of these 3 do you think has the best opportunity to be cash?
Paw Patrol.
Saw.
Paw Patrol.
Oh, okay. Difference of opinion. Rob, let's go with you. Why do you say?
Well, out of these 3 options, the only one I would watch is Paw Patrol because I don't watch I don't watch horror. So, and I think the creator's going to be trash. But no, in general, one, I think there's been too many Saw movies.
That is true. Yes,
the fact that we're getting a 10,
diminishing return.
and also I think the Paw Patrol will do the best because that's like an icon of. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but no. I'm just kidding. But anyways,
I think if Paw Patrol beats Saw, it will be a heartbreak.
Yeah,
I think it will because that's what the kids talk about nowadays. It's Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol. So now that you put an actual movie in the theaters, a Paw Patrol.
Second movie, even.
Oh, there was one before this?
Exactly.
Hey, I'm just saying, it actually went to theaters?
yeah.
How did that one do?
You like that guy, Andy Dandy?
This is, like I said, I'm not going down. They're superhero, they're puppies. It's gonna beat these 3 movies or the other 2 movies.
Whoa. As much as I'm an animal lover, but Saw bringing back Crane, bringing back the main actor for the role and the girl.
Robin Bell. Yes.
This is something that everybody's been anticipating on, and it's not Saw 10 meaning, oh, this is a new chapter. It's a new chapter, but I think it takes place like after 3.
Actually, it takes place between 1 and 2.
1 and 2, yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, so because by 3 he's already in the bed dying.
Yeah.
So this is 1.5.
Yeah.
So why are
essentially?
They calling
yeah, it's like an untold tale from that timeline.
So why call it Saw X and not Saw the prequel or
because there has been 10 of them.
Yeah, but aren't the other ones in order or no?
No, they're pretty much most of the films are not in order.
Yeah, once you get past the 3rd movie, the Saw franchise does play fast and loose with like when things occur throughout the timeline of Jigsaw himself, from when he first is having issues with his cancer, with the death of his child, to his own death and his legacy living on in other people, yada yada. It's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey BS.
Right.
Okay.
So in order to understand it, you had to watch 1, this one, which is 10, then 2, then 3, and I think because
Is the budget low on this one? Is it high?
Dane, you can look that one up. I did want to point out Paw Patrol. The original Paw Patrol, its budget was $26 million. Opened with 13, grossed 40. Worldwide gross was $144 million.
So that one was cash.
The first one was cash. So I mean there is something to what Day is saying, that if the Paw Patrol sequel, the Mighty movie as they call it, if it is cheap enough, it should do well.
Yeah.
As for
I
Saw,
was gonna say with the Paw Patrol, you don't really need that big of a budget because it is an animation.
15
film.
million, somewhere around 15 million.
Okay, then I have.
that's for Saw X.
Yeah.
Then I have to say it's going to be cash.
Yeah, it's hard not to think that Saw X won't be cash, only because, again, when you look
That
at the
means-
first two horror films that we're getting in the month, you're getting The Nun 2, which is going to be good. You're getting The Haunting in Venice, which will probably be middling. But then you get something like Saw.
I mean that.
And a Saw movie for Halloween,
Yeah.
it hits different. Like, if this thing came out over the summer, nobody would
No.
care. But you're going to have the people with the gorephobia, like gore-phobia. And they're going to be going on their dates with their partners, and they're going to be shrieking and jump scaring and yada, yada, yada. It is perfect timing.
And
I cannot believe that it won't do well.
And the fact that it only has to make $30 million to be cash, yeah, I have to say it. Even though I'm not going to be one of those audience members, but it's going to be. There's a lot of these movies that Rob's not going to. And for anyone wondering, no, I'm not seeing Paw Patrol. I was just giving an example out of the 3 movies that would be the one, but I am not going to the theaters to see that.
Ladies,
I didn't even know there was
right.
the first one.
The thing is, the creator is probably going to get the low end of the stick here.
I really, because of, I mean, to be honest, if that movie would have came out a year ago, perfect. But
yeah,
now that AI is starting to be an actual issue,
yeah,
to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if there was boycotts for this movie of actors telling people to not go see the movie, just for the simple fact of what it is.
No, I don't see that happening.
No,
I see.
Well,
I
don't.
Yeah, I don't see strikers really going out like that, but I can see possibly some people being like, "Is this the future you want?"
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of great people behind this movie, being directed by Gareth Edwards, starring John David Washington, which, let's face it, Tenet wasn't his shining moment, but he's still a great actor.
Yeah.
Gemma Chan, Allison Janney, Ken Watanabe. You know, you got a nice cast here.
I don't really know any of those names.
And it's basically about like a human trying to protect this
AI
new AI robotic child hybrid who is going to be like the key to salvation.
Yeah, they're trying to unalive it throughout the. At least that's what it showed in the trailer. Because I did see the trailer because I went to the theaters, and that was one of the things that showed.
Wow! If that was
Kyle with the hot take.
Kyle says if that was the case, Expendables would be boycotted.
You know what, Kyle?
But yeah, I mean, also the big issue with Creator is that it looks CGI heavy to hell.
Yeah.
Like you have a lot of like robotic AI console sort of things going on. You've got this green screen thing with the child where it's like half her head is missing and it's all like servos and gyros.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that the Creator is going to be one of those movies that will probably pick up more steam once award season comes around and more people talk about it then. By then, it'll already be on streaming. But as far as theatrical compared to the other two, it's going to get lost in the mire.
Yeah. And because you do have other movies that are going to be trending at that time as well.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. I can imagine a lot of people would be like, you know, oh, who cares about the sci-fi nonsense? Let's do the horror thing. At that point, Haunting in Venice and Nun 2 will still be in theaters, so that's all that's really going to matter.
How is Blue Beetle doing?
It's It went from first place to third place real quick.
Yeah, but how is it doing box wise? Do we know?
That pretty much said it right there. But
I mean, is it going to be? Do we think it's going to stay trash, or stay cast?
oh, it's going to stay trash. It's definitely going to stay trash.
It was a really good movie.
You've got too many things coming out that are more seasonally appropriate.
That's a shame because that movie was really good, and I can't wait for the second one.
Told you.
I told you. I want to know what.
I'm just happy Turtles is still in the top 5.
I want to know what the current budget is for it, or not budget, but the current ratings of it.
No. I mean, I agree with your Rob.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Hey.
Yes, we know it's not as good as Barbie.
Not as good as.
But it's Warner Brothers. Not
as good as Barbie.
So if nothing else, who knows what this weekend will be like considering the holiday, but by the time Nun 2 comes around, that's going to be another Warner Brothers property that's going to be up on top.
You know what? Warner Brothers is just sweeping Disney. Disney better get their act together. Let's put it like this. Disney better get your act together. Sony, you better step your game up. Warner Brothers is just demolishing y'all this year.
Yup.
Well, it's been lucky because of one movie thus far.
Yeah, pretty
much. Two.
But as long as it keeps that gravy train going, and unfortunately, with Dune 2 being pushed to 2024, they are at least setting themselves up for the next year, even if it's not going to help this year.
Right.
Yeah.
But Warner Brothers, like I said last week, Warner Brothers needs to learn from this.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got One Piece coming out this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I don't care what's going on at the theater. I'm seeing One Piece. I am binging that.
Exactly. Everybody's binging that. I ain't got...
Because it looks so good, and I did not watch the anime for nothing. I want to know what I'm talking about.
All of us do.
So the question is, how many episodes of One Piece would I need to watch in order to watch the live action?
You gotta...
I
would say watch it from the beginning.
Well, no. I said how many episodes... Do we know roughly how many... roughly what season, if they're going to do one season of... technically there is not a... I understand it's that...
Well, okay, the thing is, and this is just for anime fans, obviously the first season is pretty much an incorporation of a lot of the arcs from the East Blue.
Question is how many episodes... I know there's over 1,000.
The main 5 characters.
I know there's 1,000.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to
Let him speak, darn it!
I'm sorry.
All right, so yes, the first season of the live-action One Piece show will be incorporating a lot of the East Blue saga, which is where we get introduced to Sanji and Usopp and Nami and Zoro and Luffy as they come together as one to be the Straw Hat Pirates.
Yes.
And considering the timeline of things that we've seen, it should be everything before they get to Logtown. So I would imagine at least 80 to 100 episodes.
Oh. Okay.
Hold on. Let me just double check this.
That makes sense.
I don't want to mispronounce here.
Right. I was just curious. I'll probably watch
see.
live action before watching the cartoon.
One Piece episodes by arc. Episode count. Right, so there's currently 1,073 episodes of the series.
That's one of the reasons why I haven't started One Piece.
Let's see.
But I've met a lot of the different voice actors of One Piece. I've met Usopp and Zoro and Luffy. One of them, because there's 2 different voices for Luffy. There is.
So worth it.
There's Colleen Klippenbeard and Erica Shorter.
Rob, but it's so worth it.
I would rather watch My Hero Academia over and over.
But Rob, it's so worth it.
My name is Robert, not Kyle.
I know, I changed your name to Rob.
You AI.
I could be an AI if you want me to.
Oh my gosh, cut it out, Dave.
Okay, so yeah, really you would just need pretty much the first season, which is roughly looks like 61 episodes.
That's not bad.
Because that's before they get to Laboon and before they get stuck in him, and
Yeah.
then they go meet Chopper on the island. Okay, so yeah.
I met Chopper.
So yeah, really, you could pound out the necessary episodes in like a couple of days.
Yeah.
Provided you know how to fast forward.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, definitely Kyle's right, before Vivi arrives, because then you're getting to Alabaster Arc, which would be part of season 3, I believe.
Okay.
Once you get into that. But
Other
yeah, I would say definitely go ahead, and if you're curious, know when to fast forward through all the openings.
Yep.
Know when to fast forward through the credits at the end.
Now the question is,
And if there's anything that's recap, fast forward through that too.
Question is,
and you'll be on your way.
Question for One Piece, because I know you've seen every episode.
Not every episode. I'm just at like about 340.
Okay,
right now.
well, you've seen enough. Is there an extra scene at the end of the credits like they did with My Hero Academia? Like within the first season, every episode you would have to...
Not really. No. This was before that time. Like, you're going to notice the difference because these are going to be episodes that are still in like 4x3 for like old school televisions.
So once it gets to the credits, I can just skip to the next episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that's what.
There's not really going to be anything hidden that you haven't already seen,
like,
or that won't
My
be
Hero,
shown in the
I
next
binge
episode.
watched it and then found out like episode 20. I was like, oh, there's an extra scene, or more like a deleted scene. But there was a scene, you know.
So yeah, Mwamba. They meet Robin during the Alabaster arc, as she is then known as Miss All Sunday, who works for Crocodile,
which is known as,
but does so for her own reasons.
Which is known as Ash Ketchum.
On that note, ladies.
Hold on. Is that really true?
Yeah, Veronica Taylor is the voice of Nico Robin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's an actor.
I would not have guessed that, but considering when you think of Ash and his high squeakiness, but then you think of like Nico Robin with like that low, sultry, not Nami kind of voice.
Yeah, that's Veronica Taylor. She I only know that because I had a friend have me do a commission piece where he had the Luffy boats that came out like during New York Comic Con and stuff, and he was getting all the different cast members to sign it. And Veronica Taylor was one of the people that signed that. But another thing is, before we do go, Rob will be at Dragon Con this coming up weekend. So excited for that. Gonna meet
Very nice.
I'm gonna meet Vision from the MCU. Paul Bettany.
You're meeting Paul Bettany?
Yes. Paul's gonna be there.
Ooh, nice. Proper Brit.
Freddie Prinze Jr., which I can't wait. Actually, if you notice, which they didn't get it as blonde as I want, but I did dye my hair today. Which I bought some more dye from.
Oh, you're going Freddie Jones style?
I'm going as Fred. And I'm gonna go as Fred, and then I'm gonna walk up to him and be like, "Why, Zoink Scoob? Why, it's Fred in the flesh." So we're excited. We're gonna be.
It scares me how well you do that.
Why, thanks, man. My name's Shaggy Norville Rogers in the flesh.
No, we don't use the name Norville around here. We do not acknowledge anybody named Norville. That is not a name.
Well, they do reference Norville in the actual show, in the actual cartoon.
Don't care.
Yeah, because of that whole.
Yeah. But yeah. So,
he is Shaggy. He has always been Shaggy. He will always be Shaggy.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, so Dragon Con is this coming up weekend, so we'll be getting some. We're not doing press for that, but we'll be getting some footage and some pictures and get to talk to the different, some voice actresses, voice actors, all kinds of different things. It's going to be a blast.
Very cool. Very cool. And we can't wait to see that from you. Can't wait to see what Equalizer 3 looks like from Day.
Yes, Rob won't be. And Rob won't be on the podcast next Monday because I'll be at Dragon Con still because it goes from Thursday to Monday.
To be fair, do we even know if we're doing an episode next Monday, considering it is Labor Day?
Oh,
that's something to speak with Scott.
Okay. Well, you guys may not see us, but I think we did for Memorial Day, didn't we? Yeah, we did Memorial Day.
It may have been the topic worth talking about, but if nothing's going on, then okay. Well, we'll put it to you like this, folks. Either you will or you won't see us next Monday.
But
If for some reason you do not, have a very happy Labor Day
yes.
weekend. May you enjoy it. And if you do see us, please pity us and come watch.
Yeah.
But you won't
It's
see Rob.
like
Like and subscribe to our channel.
Yes. And follow the YouTube.
Yes. And until then, we'll see y'all next time from Tales from the Film Set.
And I'm Rob. And that's Day. And that's Ryan.